Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today it's just going to be a simple get ready with me. Tried to make sure I had everything that I needed right here in front of me. But guys, let me tell you, it's been one heck of a last 48 hours. Let me say that, the last 48 hours. But before I go any further, if you're new to the channel, guys, hey, welcome. My name is Miss Pam, and welcome to my cozy little corner. Yeah, hey, if you are a returning subscriber, I greatly appreciate you coming back. I would love, guys, let me say this though, for us to build this channel. I see that I already have like a little over, I want to say, is it 500 and something subscribers? It may be four something, almost five. Don't quote me on it, but it's up there. But I would love for us to build this channel up together. So if you're not subscribed, by the way, guys, hey, please go ahead and hit the button. It don't cost you one single thing except 1 second, one effort of your time. And I would greatly appreciate that. But other than that, I have went ahead and did my brows. Okay. I haven't cleaned them up yet. I just, filled them in. And so I'm going to go ahead and prime my face, and then we can get into this video. Let's get into it. Okay, I hope everybody is doing well today. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, I hope everybody's doing fine. I will make sure everything that I'm using, I will leave in the description box down below. I am applying some primer to my face because, like I said, I've already have done all the other stuff, fully moisturized. Okay. So while the concealer sets and do its thing, let's go ahead and get these brows defined a little bit more. But let me tell you guys, it has been one struggling 48 hours. I'm telling you guys, it has been something else. First, let me get off into my bath. Now, I've shared with you guys on a previous video. I'm going to link that somewhere up here. But I have shared with you guys previously about my ceiling in the bathroom and its problems. And I have been through that twice already with them before I finally was able to get my bathroom cleaned up in the manner that it is now. Okay, so again, if you guys haven't watched it, please watch the video. But anyway, all of a sudden, guys, laying her in the bed. Now this, like I said, was maybe a couple of days ago. Wasn't late or anything, just stretched out across the bed, in front of, watching the TV. Okay, so on YouTube, scanning through as I do, catching up some things I have missed on some other channels that I normally watch. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing the infamous trickling sound that I heard previously when I was having previous issues with the ceiling. And I'm thinking to myself, this couldn't possibly be happening again. Because after the second time, again, I'm, real strong-minded with the property owners, for the time and effort that they took and showed very little regard in solving the problem. So I lay there for a second pretending like it couldn't possibly be what I thought it was. Well, maybe about, oh goodness, 5 or 10 minutes later, I decided to get up and go investigate. And to my surprise, I walks in the bathroom, guys, and wouldn't you guess, it is the ceiling in the bathroom leaking again. Again. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for me a flat concealer brush. Here we go. Um, yeah, it was doing that again. So I was like, you have got to be kidding me, you know? And I immediately, of course, called, the property people, the management, and explained to them what was going on. And I should add, of course, excuse me, they knew exactly who I was by my voice. Or I'm sure my number came up on, call ID, what have you. But anyway, because like I said, I've had issues with them already on a couple of occasions for the same thing. And I'm calling again because this is the third time that this is happening again. And I'm like, what seems to be the problem here that y'all can't take care of this problem permanently where I wouldn't have to be in doing what I'm fighting with here. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to stay as calm headed as I'm supposed to be, um, and talking to these people to resolve this situation. And let me say this, guys. I am going into my Warrior palette here by Juvia's place. But again, like I said, if I don't mention anything, everything will be in the description box below. Okay, so I'm telling them this, telling them that. And one good thing is that this time, the third time, they wasted no time getting over here. Okay, so that ain't for me to give you any brownie points for, but you know, they came pretty quickly to um, take a look at what was going on. So anyway, the guy, he came in and he looked at it, and I purposely didn't even bother to clean up any water damage or the water all over the floor. I purposely left it in that manner because I not only wanted them to see where it was coming from, but I wanted them to see how much was dropping, and that was the reason why I purposely didn't bother to, assess it at all. I was going to let it continue to drop, on that floor. And the location on where it was dropping was even more unsettling because where it was leaking at this time was right over top of the commode. So in the event when I have to use the bathroom or whatever, you guaranteed to be wet. Okay, guaranteed. And so the guy that came to look at it, he was like at a blank stare for a couple of seconds because he had the look on his face like, wow, I let me call the office because he technically to me didn't even know or wasn't even sure what to do himself. And so he told me he'll be right back. I said, okay. So he left, came back maybe about 10, 15 minutes later, and he comes in um, with a wet vac. And, to clean up the water. And because, like I said, this has happened twice already, he knew where to go um, to the pipes or whatever the case may be, or where, it was draining to, to absorb as much as that water as he could to stop the leak from continuously dripping. Okay, so he did that, okay, to stop the leak, and it kind of pretty much filled up the wet vac. Um, but anyway, he, assured me that everything's going to be fine, and we've already, or they, management, have already spoken with whoever is coming, a company, to take care of the problem. I'm like, okay, that's fine. How long is this going to take? I asked. So he was like, well, let me speak with management and I'll be back. I said, okay. So meanwhile, he leaves the wetback doing this job, and he comes back maybe a little over an hour later, okay, to check the wetback and to tell me that the people would be here, the first thing that next morning. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So he finally gets, all the water cleanup done, cleaned my floor up, um, drained the pipes. And so what we did to keep it from coming back, or what's the word I'm looking for? To keep it from dripping again, we adjusted, the thermostat with the air, so it wouldn't continue to drip. So what we did was turn the thermostat up, so it would make it less cool in the house. Thankfully, we've been having some comfortable days to where the house wouldn't be so warm. But, it kept it comfortable enough to not allow this water still dripping on the floor. Okay, long story short, the people shows up the next morning, and they fix the problem. He insulates this guy, the company, or whatever company that the management is working through. They insulate these pipes and everything, and assure me that I should not have any more problem with any leakage. Okay, so I'm like, okay, but can you be sure of that? Because I'm trying to figure out why, this wasn't done, or why it, the first time, that I started having issues with this. And he couldn't answer me either, because again, it's up to management. Okay, I give him grace with that. Okay, so anyway, he does that. The leak is stopped. He assures me if we're not going to get any more water dripping. Okay, done deal. He's gone. Water cleanup's done. I just leave it at that. So, like I said, luckily we've been having some nice, comfortable days. Um, that it hasn't been hot here in the apartment, or to have the air, in a manner where it would be too cool in the house and cause it to drip again. So I was okay with that. But I'm also at the point where, I am so over and so tired of going back and forth with you people, about this situation. So that was one thing, guys. That was one thing. So, and so far, since, he came back and did what he did with the installation and everything over the pipes, so far, I haven't had any problem, and hopefully it stays that way. Um, but yeah, 3 times, guys, 3 times. They had to open up the cover off the ceiling to fix what should have been done right the first time. Yeah, the story of my life. And I'm like, I am so sick and tired of this. So sick and tired. If it ain't one thing, it's another. And I've been here in this apartment barely a year. And I've had more issues with this place, okay? Because this, ain't the only thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just like I said, it's just one thing after another. Now, my whole thing is, it's one thing to just, okay, you're going to have problems. The property that I live in, the buildings are old, and I get it. I do get it. But they don't want to fork out the money for the necessary repairs. So that's the part that's getting me. Yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been definitely crazy. Okay, run some eyeliner through. Now I'm gonna go over my lashes with some mascara. I won't be wearing lashes today. I'm not going out. Um, I'm just trying to make myself presentable, um, and just take care of some things around the house here. What have you guys been up to? We coming up on another holiday here soon. We'll be about a weekend, a few days away, or probably a week away or something. I think we're coming up on, is it Labor Day? I keep getting them confused. I keep getting them confused. Labor Day, Memorial Day. I think it's Labor Day. I could be wrong, but I do know we got a holiday coming. I don't have any plans, of course. My eyelashes has always been so short. That's probably why I've always liked wearing falsies. We just not wearing none today. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with some simple foundation here. Let me grab me a foundation brush here. But yeah, so other than that, things have really been crazy. You hear me? Crazy. Um, I don't know why, and but I shouldn't say that because these are just ordinary, unexpected things. Whether it's something, uh, with the house or your health, you know what I mean? Just random things that just happens unexpectedly. Um, and in this case, it's my health. So let me tell you guys, I'm laying here just yesterday evening, and all of a sudden, and I was feeling fine, guys. You know, wasn't nothing wrong or anything like that. But all of a sudden, I've been laying here maybe about an hour, um, during the early part of the day, maybe like two, three, somewhere around there of the afternoon. So, mind you, okay, I feel like, I'm going to lay here for a couple hours because, I'm a early morning person and I'm usually up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, get myself together, shower, the whole nine yards, and have my coffee. And like I said, I'm an early person. Okay, so with that being said, so around, but sometime between 1 and 3, I'm usually, across my bed for maybe a little nap for about an hour or two or something in that nature. So that's pretty much what I was doing. So I was doing that, and a couple hours in after laying there, my I started feeling bad, and I'm like, what's going on here? All of a sudden I started feeling, sick at the stomach. And like I said, I was feeling fine prior to. Was no reason for me to be feeling ill of any kind, but hey, it ain't never a reason. Like I said, things just randomly happens. So I kept ignoring it, and the more I ignored, the worse I was feeling. So I decided to, get myself up, and I'm like, because it caused me to have to go to the bathroom. And normally, when I feel like I'm getting ready to feel like crap, I have like a basic regimen that I immediately go to with a cold compress on my face. And usually it works like a charm every single time. But this particular time, I'm telling you, it didn't work. So I'm like, I'm sitting there, and it's the feeling is getting worse. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Okay, so I'm back and forth. Okay, and from bedroom to bathroom, and it took me at least 5 trips back and forth. And I'm jumping through, this story because, I don't want to seem too vulgar, if that makes any sense. But you get the gist of where I'm going with this story. So I'm trying to rationalize why I'm feeling like this, and what was it? Did I eat something that didn't agree with me or anything in that nature? And I couldn't come across much of anything because I really didn't eat much of anything. I really didn't have a whole lot of an appetite. But that was not a reason for me to feel the manner in the way I was feeling. I couldn't justify that being a reason, you know what I mean, why I was feeling like I was feeling. And I'm like, what the heck is really going on here? So then I got to thinking, could it be, my blood sugar was dropping? Could that be the reason, why um, I was feeling the way I was, and I couldn't for the life of me understood that because I do wear a sensor, and it lets me know when things are not balanced out. You know what I'm saying? When things is not right. You know what I mean? So, and when that happens, generally, um, I may grab a bite of something, whether it's some peanut butter crackers or something in that nature. Works like a charm if I felt like that was the reason that my blood sugar was low. Like I said, or if my sensors was acting up, you know what I'm saying, it would let me know. Okay, so that wasn't the case, but I did eat or try to eat on nibble, if you will, because that's pretty much what I did on some peanut butter crackers, and I only ate like one. Okay, so I said, well, I keep ginger ale on hand all the time. So I said, well, let me just open a can of ginger ale, even though I didn't feel like drinking anything or eating anything. I felt like maybe if I just, took a couple sips of that, it would kind of soothe my stomach. So I did that, and I'm not going to say it didn't help, because it did, but I don't know what was going on with that, what triggered it, or what it was to be triggered. Let me just say that. I couldn't justify anything. All I know is that the feeling, honey, was definitely not something I ever want to, nobody does, take part in, that's for sure. I can't think of a person that would love, or like feeling like crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, now this right here, honey. Yeah, it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. Um, yeah, so other than that, I, end up dozing off after I sipped a couple of times on the ginger ale. Um, and like I said, I had only one peanut butter cracker, so I barely even nibbled a couple bites off of it, because like I said, I was already feeling like crap, so I really didn't wasn't in no mood to be trying to eat on anything. So I was trying to, take a couple bites and sip on a couple sips of ginger ale, to kind of like soothe my stomach. But, and like I said, I must have dozed off because I had to. Because when I woke up, I was feeling much better than I was, and it was a relief. And I'm like, what in the world? And I'm glad I'm feeling much better than I was, I tell you. But other than that, Miss Pam's going to be just fine, honey. I am claiming that. And like I said, we're going to keep it very simple, or trying to get myself in a presentable way, because again, I'm not leaving my house today. I'm just trying, I should say, to look presentable today, even though I'm not going anywhere, but just putting forth the effort. And then I'm like, I definitely need to get, a video out to you guys. So here I am after getting myself together earlier, and like, let me, kind of put myself together. Or do the best I can anyway without looking crazy. And now this is some setting powder, as you guys know, but this is my Toofaced setting powder. I'm still using, some of our old things that we were all using that was pretty popular a while back. I don't know if anybody else still uses a lot of their old stuff. I still have so much stuff, and I had spoken with you guys before about a lot of makeup that I had purged, and yeah, but I need to start using and get through a lot of the stuff, that I have. Um, like I said before, I've, you know, spent a lot of money from time to time, investing in a lot of stuff, including subscription boxes, so, but it's all good. And my face looking kind of rosy to you guys. It looks fine on camera, what I'm looking at, but well, it looks fine to me in the mirror, excuse me, of what I'm looking at. But when I look in the camera, I look like I'm a little too light. Hopefully, that's not what you guys are seeing. But we do what we do. I do the best that I can. So I'm just gonna define the bridge here of my nose. I told you guys I only go in the bridge area. Come to think of it, I didn't even bother to find me something small. I hadn't even bothered to set my brows. Definitely need to do that. Guess I go back into this setting powder from Toofaced and set up under my brows. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna work on a couple projects here around the house. Nothing major. Um, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm still trying to use up, guys, the rest of my Max, what's it called? Prep and Prime facial spray. I can't believe I even still got this stuff. But one of the projects I'm trying to use up. So, this little get ready with me didn't take long, guys. It didn't take long at all. And you know what? I am getting ready to do something I normally don't do, and that's apply a little shimmer. So I'm going back into my Warriors palette by Juvia's Place and take a little shimmer and just add it right there to the tip of my nose. I can't believe this, but this is something definitely straight out of the norm for me, and right down the bridge. All right, let's do something with these lips. So, I don't know. First, I started to just go with a basic lip gloss, but I think I'm gonna add a little color, and it's gonna be pretty neutral. And this here, guys, is actually a contour little thing. I think I got this from one of Timu's products over a year ago, I'm sure. And We're using this to line my lips today. And it is very comfortable though, because it's pretty creamy. So I do like that. And it won't leave the lips very drying. So I kind of fill them in around the perimeter and on the outer portions. And this is another contour stick, but this one here is a little lighter. It's more of a like a light orange, if you will. Um, and I'm gonna apply this right in the center. And then over top of it, I'm gonna go in with just a touch of the concealer that I used right up under my brows. Place that right in the center. And that's it. Okay. This is it, guys, for a get ready with me. It was pretty simple, just how Miss Pam likes it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me. Like I said, I will leave everything in the description box below. One more thing. I forgot, because I wasn't wearing any lashes. I do need to go ahead and put my eyewear on. So let me make sure my lenses are cleaned. Okay, now we are good to go. Okay, so with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this easy, simple, everyday look for a Gen Xer, a woman that's over 60. I think this is perfect for an everyday look. Just want to look as natural looking as possible without being overdone. So I hope you guys again enjoyed this look, this simple get ready with me. Please, guys, don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. I hope you all have a beautiful Tuesday. Okay, and I will see you guys on the next one. Okay, have a blessed day, guys. Bye.